All right, guys, welcome back to Relegation Battle. We've had a very controversial weekend of football just gone. We'll start with the freshest game, shall we say. Just a few minutes ago, Arsenal-Liverpool ended 3-1 to Liverpool. Mane, Robertson and Diego Jota scoring the goals, LEICESTER for Arsenal. Arsenal just parking the bus, really trying to counter. Ty, we'll start with you. What do you just make of the game? Liverpool won 3-3 as well now.
Um, no, I think it was similar to Chelsea Liverpool, where Liverpool had all the ball and Arsenal were just sitting back and defending, which was working for most of it. Um, but I think you could really see like the difference between Arsenal and Liverpool and how much work Arsenal and Arteta has to do. But then I do think if Lacazette scored that chance, then it could have been a different game.
Yeah, I think I would have backed Laka as well to score. Done a few times against Liverpool as well, taking around Alisson, but he missed it. Tom, well, like I said, Liverpool's on 3-3 now. Everyone were like not like saying they're going to fall off, shall we say, but I don't think anyone expected them to be like, proper. I don't know what's the word. Like everyone expected, let's say, City to just almost run the league because Guardiola being a bit angrier. They didn't win it last year. Just want to run the league. People undermining Liverpool just a bit because they're taking 9 points off Leeds, Chelsea, and Arsenal now.
I don't think they're undermining Liverpool. I just think because I don't think anyone doubted Liverpool. It's just the fact that they expected a lot more from City, especially when we had that Koulibaly news. That was weeks ago, and then that just stalled. They got Ruben Diaz, which is a decent signing, but I don't know if Ruben Diaz will be enough. I think Liverpool win it now. I feel like Koulibaly would change it because I feel like Koulibaly is the second best defender out there in the world. Well, him, not including Ramos, but yeah, I don't think people were undermining Liverpool. It's just the fact that people are expecting more from City, but it don't look like, if anything, City look like they've gone backwards a bit. They were poor against Leicester and so open. So yeah.
Yeah, Jack, I don't know if you watched the game this time, but where do you think, like this is Arsenal's first proper test of the season after playing Fulham and West Ham? So where do you think they right now stand in that top four battle? Still looking like they want to sign midfielder. Ceballos did come in and change the game a bit, but where do you think they stand right
Well, they
now?
still got a chance. Like you said, they played Fulham and West Ham. Fulham was a convincing win. West Ham not so much, but again they still won in the end. And whether or not you're an Arsenal fan and you're the most optimistic, you probably had that doubt in them that Liverpool are still a great team. You were maybe looking at a draw for this game. So loss, not everyone predicted, like no one predicted a win really. So you can't read too much against Liverpool. Similar like Chelsea can't read too much in against their loss last week. But Arsenal are still up there, challenge and will challenge, because you can see the way Arteta, he doesn't change the way he wants to play, which can be a bit, you get to a point where team has sussed you out.
Yeah.
And then it's like Pep never does it as well. He never changes the ways. He just stays the same, which is why from last season and now Leicester's done it this season, you sit back, soak the press and hit them on a counter. Because their fullbacks play so high, there's always spaces in and around the left and right wing. But yeah, Arsenal definitely still have a chance for that top four.
Well, we'll stay with you, Jack, because the United game was like the first controversial point of the weekend. So Brighton, like they did against Chelsea, played very well. But then they took the lead, I believe, with a penalty. Morpé, Panenka trying a crying celebration. United equalised quite quickly, took the lead as well early in the second half. Solly March, 95th minute equalises it. You think, okay, they've got a point here, that's the least of what they deserve. Last second of the game, Maguire goes up for a header, seems to be blocked by Morpé's arm or hand. Ref blows the whistle. Goes check the game almost, restarts. Fernandes takes the penalty. I mean, personally, I don't think the like if United won given that penalty, it would have been like the United fans would have been fuming, and rightly so, because it was a penalty in my opinion. But do you think it was controversial because the ref blew the final whistle? Do you think restarting the game and taking the penalty was wrong?
No, because it's not like the referee blew the whistle and someone's kicked in and hit someone's hand. The handball happened before the referee blew the whistle. If the referee saw that, he would have gave a penalty. It's not like the referee thought, oh, I'm not going to give it because I'm about to blow the whistle. He just didn't see it.
Yeah.
So blowing the whistle, although with VAR now, you're going to check if someone does a bad challenge, referee blows a whistle, VAR check it. They're not going to give a red card just because at the end of the game. So I get why people are saying it, but I don't think it is that controversial because it happened before the referee blew the final whistle. And just to say again, if the referee saw it, he would have gave the penalty.
Yeah, I agree with saying that. I think it was fair to give United a penalty, but let's talk about the performance in general now. I think it's fair to say Brighton definitely were the better team. I think a bit sluggish. I mean, what did you just make of the performance?
We were absolutely shocking. I mean, they hit the post and the crossbar about 5 times.
Yeah,
they were so unlucky. I mean, we were lucky. We were lucky that they equalising. We were going to get a point. We should have lost 3-4-0.
Yeah.
So it was very disappointing. However, it was good to get the win in the end, even though it was very poor performance. Yeah,
I mean, I think for the record, so Brighton did hit the post woodwork 5 times, which is a new record, I believe. Trossard hitting left post, right post, and crossbar, which is unlucky for him, and he was the result. Then the performance I talked about is Paul Pogba. So he came off. Just came off quite fairly early. You'd normally think would stay on for Fred. I'm not sure if that was injury reasons or not, or resting reasons, but I've got a stat here. So Pogba failed to create a chance, produce a shot, make a tackle, or an interception during his game at the lowest pass accuracy of any Man United player of 71%. I mean, we know Pogba is he gets a lot of stick a lot of the time, but do you think Ole needs a better midfield balance there? Because if Pogba doesn't play and he has someone like McTominay or Fred next to him, I mean, do you think that is a problem for United?
No, I still don't think so, because when we came back from Project Restart, it was the same midfield, Matic, Pogba and Bruno, and it was doing very well. So it's not like, suddenly, I can't excuse that. It was probably the work out on the pitch.
It's probably his worst ever performance in a Man United shirt, to be fair.
And I'm not giving him excuses because he was crap, but he got the coronavirus, didn't train. We played our first game on the Saturday against Crystal Palace, and he started training on the Monday. Yeah. So he hasn't had long, didn't go with the internationals to have any friendlies. So he's literally working from this is still his pre-season. So I'm not giving him...
an excuse.
Shut up, Tom. I literally said I'm not making it because he was poor, but that's why. And I don't think maybe Van der Beek should have came on, but I see why Fred came on as well, because we were winning 2-1 at that point, and we were not playing well. So what's the point in having a tackle when we don't have the ball?
Yeah.
So he just brought on a bit of defensive stability just in front of the back four with Matic. But yeah, he was not very good.
Does that worry you then? Say if he did come in the Monday, that he started, so maybe Ollie thinks, all right, if we don't play with Pogba here, we could be in a bit of trouble. Because if you're playing the Monday, surely he's not as match fit as Van der Beek, as Fred. So do you think you're a bit too reliant on him?
Yeah, a little, because we know how good he is, but I would have been worried. But now we've got Van der Beek and we've got someone that can cover him.
Yeah.
And lacking Matt Sharpness, the only way to get that is to play. So there's no point. I see a lot of fans saying, "Oh yeah, he should start on the bench." That's not going to help him, because he's only going to come on for 20 minutes and do even worse. You got to just get him up to speed as quickly as possible. Even that means playing 60 minutes and taking him off. But obviously we've got Brighton again on Wednesday in the EFL Cup. and I think he should start that game to again get more minutes under the belt.
Well, you got 3 points. First 3 points on the board.
Yeah.
Good. Then we'll go on to the Spurs game, one of the more controversial ones. So, I mean, you pretty much told me basically dominated Newcastle. I thought you only got the 1 goal. Like, should have been a few more. Then Andy Carroll comes on, starts winning pretty much every header on the pitch. But the most vital one was towards the end, injury time. He wins a header. Eric Dyer is about a yard away from him, not looking at the ball, doesn't know where it is. His hands in natural position. The ref gives it 1-1 in the end. I mean, what's your initial thoughts on it?
I was speechless, frustrated. I've never been so disappointed. It's like one of the most rare occasions where we drop points and I'm disappointed, not in my team. I'm over the moon with my team because I thought the first half was probably the best performance I've seen, or one of the best performances I've seen with Mourinho in the first half. We're normally slow starters. It was 1-0. It should have been 3, about 3-0.
Yeah.
But to be fair to you got to give them. I know we can say our players should have done better shooting, but you got to give the goalkeeper credit. He made some brilliant saves. So it'd be harsh to say it was all our fault. But I see people on Twitter saying, "Oh, we should have just taken our chances." Though, as much as that's true, that's not the point. Because if they would have scored a normal goal, where you say that a normal goal where there's no controversy, then you can say that. But the fact is that they are, first of all, the free kick, it wasn't even a foul. Joe Linton literally ran into Højbjerg. It was not a foul, so that is the ref's fault. The VAR, whether you can blame the ref, I don't know on the VAR, but the rule is wrong. It's a disgrace, to be honest, because this has affected us twice. The other time we had another goal, so it didn't affect us points-wise, but we still conceded. It's happened to us twice now, and it's been 3 games. So it's affected us in 2 out of 3 games. That's mental. I just think, as much as even like our rivals, I saw on Twitter, like not all Arsenal fans, because a lot of Arsenal fans were obviously happy, but a lot of them were saying that even though it is Tottenham, this is ruining football, and people might be laughing, but it's gonna affect you unless your name's Man United, because they just, it will affect them.
Affect us.
Yeah, no, it does.
It does. Game.
Yeah, it does affect them, but Man United seem to get more luck. They just seem to get more luck, but it's going to affect everyone. So they need to sort the rule out, but I can't see them changing it during the season.
So what is this new rule? So I think something has changed from the last season. I don't really understand it, to be honest.
Basically, an outstretched arm. It used to be an unnatural position, but now it's just an arm away from the body.
But then, how do you expect them to jump? That's what
exactly, because they're in the air. They need their arms for balance, and you don't jump in the air with your arm down your side.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like Dyer as well. Like he went to head at the ball, it's gone past him, and he just hasn't his.
Talk about the Dyer one because he's literally right next to Andy Carroll, so close anyway. And it's the fact, the biggest thing about it is it's behind him. So in theory, all you have to do is kick the ball at someone's hand in the box, and you will get a penalty. That is what you have to do.
I mean, well, that's the thing then. So Jack said it's outstretched arm, but then controversy was the Palace Everton game. Joe Ward was given a handball against him, but his hand was fairly next to his thigh.
Yeah, so I don't mean to say outstretched. I mean it's away from your body. So literally, your hands have to be touching or pretty much next to your body. Otherwise, like this far away from your body would be a handball. So maybe outstretched,
Yeah.
wrong word, but it has to be like an arm away from your body. That's away from your body.
Yeah, I mean, like even then, like, the Ward and Dyer situations, like their arms were like one like in similar positions, but both were given a handball against, and which both were wrong. And then even Arteta for his game today said, like I think it was, well, was it Jeff Reese, he asked him, "What do you make of all these handballs, and have you talked to your players about it?" And he's like, "Yeah, I talked to him about it because I don't know what's going on myself. Like he doesn't know the rule himself. He doesn't know what's a handball, what's not." So there's clearly some clarity given that, but.
Yeah.
Tom, you said you don't really blame the ref for the handball decision, but in the end, it did come down to him. Like he went to the screen, he did it. I mean,
Yeah.
I think everyone had this feeling as well. Yeah, it's going to get given against them. So, do you think they will change the rule for this season like quite soon, or is it just you have to deal with it for the season?
I just think the fact that the season's already started, once they've submitted the rules, I just think they're so stubborn that they won't change it.
Yeah.
But then we don't know because we've never ever. You have controversy in every sport, but we've never seen anything as big as this in football. Like, it's actually coming to the point where it's not like it's opinions. It's becoming like different opinions everywhere. It's becoming like a pure opinion that is the same for everywhere. Rivals, even a Newcastle manager that it favoured came out and said that is ridiculous. So it's creating a lot of problems right now for football. So that might make them react and change it. But the fact that the season started, I don't think it will.
And I think because it's also affected people, those teams might look at it and be like, although it's just crap rule, it's kind of unfair because it's already affected teams. Like, not saying obviously it is a crap rule and it should be gone, but you get like an argument go, well, if that's like something like Crystal Palace, what happened against Everton, they go, well, you've taken it out, but we've already been affected in the second game. Like, how is that fair? So that's why I think they won't change it. They should. I think they just leave it for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like, how many times do we see a top four race or something like come down to like 1 or 2 points, and that's cost Spurs 2 points right there.
That's what I said. I said to Jack straight away. That could be massive for our season.
Yeah.
I mean, Newcastle. That's the team we have to beat, and we beat them, and we literally beat them. Like Chelsea dropped points, Arsenal dropped points, City dropped points. It was so important. Drop more points, so it's just shit.
Yeah, I mean, we'll go on to Chelsea now. Ty, I mean, where do we start? 3-0 down against West Brom, team that started the league very poorly. You guys did pull it back 3-3 and go from Mount, or probably go for Mount, to be honest. Then Hudson-Odoi and Tammy Abraham. A bit of controversy around that Tammy Abraham goal as well because of the handball rule. Yeah. But we'll start with the first half. I mean, Thiago Silva, I had a few stats about him as well, but I don't have it with me right now. Actually, no.
Oh, yeah, I've seen them. They're terrible.
I have them.
He's coming to the big league.
Made one mistake.
Against West Brom of all teams.
Yeah, I know. You know what the thing is, we play the ball backwards way too much anyway. Kovacic could have just turned and moved the ball.
Where do you think the huge problem was to go 3-0?
Individual mistakes, literally, because I think other than the mistakes, now hear me out, we weren't that bad because we're still creating chances and stuff. But then Alonso, he's just a clown. I don't know why he's heading it inside because that's just stupid. But apparently he probably won't play for us ever again because he's had a massive fallout of Lampard. And then obviously the Thiago Silva one, it happens to the best of us. Happened to Gerrard. And then what was the third one? And then the third one, Alonso left his man And then I believe Reece James played, who's the goal scorer? Bartley. I believe he played him on side. And then I think second half, we moved Mason Mount into his position, which is midfield. And then we brought on Hudson-Odoi, and then I think the game was completely, the academy boys came through.
Yeah, I mean, I missed the first half. I was asleep. I only woke
Yeah.
up the second, but I think you said Tammy had a few chances in the first half. I think like over 10 shots from Chelsea in the half,
Yeah, exactly.
if I'm correct. But
Yeah.
second half, like I said, Mount, great goal. Hudson-Odoi linked with Havertz, good goal. But do you, like you said, Mount was moved to his position. Do you think, so Havertz started in midfield, if I'm correct, Mount on the wing, and then
Yeah.
with Werner, Werner left wing and Tandem through the middle.
Yeah.
Do you think it's worth just putting Werner through the middle, Havertz on the wing, and Mount in the midfield?
I don't know, it's hard because, like, personally, I would have just started Hudson-Odoi, to be honest, just put him on the wing because, you know, he's an actual winger. And then I would have probably played Havertz in the 10. If I'm going to put Mount on the wing, I'd probably just put him on the right and not the left, because when he's on the right, he looks better than when he's on the left. And then Werner up front, because I like Tammy, but he does miss quite a few chances because he had a good one in the first half as well. That he probably should have at least hit the target and he skied it over the bar.
Yeah, and then...
So, yeah, I think we need to be more clinical.
Well, he did score a goal in the end. So I'm not sure if this handball has changed, but last season was there's a handball in the build-up, the goal gets disallowed.
It's changed again.
It might be in the board, definitely. All right, what's
directly leads to a goal, so I think it has to be an assist. So because Havertz touched it down, played to, I don't know who it was, maybe Mount.
I think it was Mason Mount,
shot,
yeah.
The keeper saved it, then Tammy Abraham put it in. So it didn't directly, that touch didn't lead to a goal. There was another shot, another touch. So I think it's basically an assist or something like really close just before the assist.
So if Mount scores, it's not a goal, but because it was a rebound, it is fine.
Yeah.
It's a bit stupid.
But surely it's still like, without having this handball,
I'm not
going
to disagree. The third goal shouldn't have counted.
So you've got the point in the end, but I guess it's still 2 points drop. But since then, today, I think
it's 1 point gained, considering where they were.
It is 1 point gained, in 3-0. But if you're going to a game against West Brom, But then, the other thing was today, I think Jay actually told us about it. Frank Lampard has apparently had a row with Richard Marcus Alonso about his performance in that game.
Good.
And then just him crying. I mean, what do you make of that?
Well, apparently he refused to come and watch the game on the bench, and he wanted to watch it on the coach. So, I mean, that's just bad for starters. And then even in Frank Lampard's, I think it was his press conference after, he was calling them out for actually making the mistakes, when normally he doesn't really do that with his players. Normally he backs them like Kepa. He's come up today and backed Kepa for some weird reason. But I think Alonso's done now, to be honest, because Chilwell's fit now anyway. And then I think Azpilicueta's going to be the backup left back or right back.
It'll be Emerson.
Play either one. I think Emerson might be going as well. Well, that was a rumour anyway. It's probably stopped now. But Alonso will probably be the one to go.
Yeah. And then, like Tom said earlier, City also dropped points. I mean, they got hammered, to be honest, by Leicester. Leicester actually got near a result, most penalty scorer in game. But you probably expect United to be there soon. But actually, Pep, he's conceded 5 goals as well. First time that City have conceded 4 at the Etihad in a while. I mean, Maddison scored a screamer, Tielemans scored a penalty as well. Good thing to come back. At the end of last season, we saw Leicester drop off a bit with injuries as well, of course, we're part of that. But are they starting to regain that form that I saw at the start of last season as well? Like, what do you guys think? Are they the top 4 battle again, or is it just a bit
Looks
of
like it.
form?
They were, although you could say they parked the bus, but they were brilliant. I thought against City. I thought first 10 minutes or so, until City scored, I think City were in total control. But once Mahrez scored that, Leicester kept hitting him on the break. You could just see they're going to score sooner or later. Didn't expect 5, but top 4, I guess you can. At the moment, they're in the race.
But it's 3 games in.
Yeah, obviously, but at the moment, we're not in a race for the top 4.
Yeah, it's 3 games in.
Yeah, but how well they did last season, you can't write them off either.
No, I'm not saying you're writing them off. You can't write any team off, but it's too early to say that they are in a race because there ain't no really race at the moment in a way. It's like that pre-season phase, isn't it? You can sort of get the idea when it's like 10, 15 games into the season, I'd say.
Yeah. Ty, I mean, I guess again, no one expected Leicester to score 5, but if you're Pep, are you worried that you're seeing 5 goals this early in the season as well? Like, they just signed Ruben Diaz. I mean, with who is it? Laporte was on the bench as well, I think, but Mendy, Ake, who's the other one?
Eric Garcia.
Yeah, I Garcia, who has his Petr Cech hat now, and then
Carl Walker. Why is he wearing that?
Because of that.
He had like 12 stitches or something.
But yeah, I don't think Pep should be too worried because obviously Laporte's still coming back. Obviously they're signing Ruben Diaz, who's much better than Nathan Ake, and then I think because they've got Fernandinho playing back in midfield. I know he's old, but I think he's still better than Rodri, who I don't really rate, to be honest. But yeah, so I don't think he should be worried because he's still got his players coming back. Like Aguero, he still needs to get fit as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they'll still be in the title race. I don't think he needs to worry too much.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the other thing. They don't really have a striker in that game. Jesus is injured as well now, so it's basically like Mahrez and Sterling almost switching their role. So I guess, I mean, you can cut some bit of slack there, but it still got the 2 goals. It was the defense that was the main issue. Carl Walker not having a great game. And then the other team, well, I can't talk much about City because of such poor defeat, but Leicester now still on 9 points, and then the other team is obviously Liverpool, is Everton. Like I say, got that controversial win against Palace, and the handball rule in their favour. Calvert-Lewin scoring another goal. I think it's 5 now for him in 3.
Oh, yeah.
I think Richarlison with the other goal as well. James playing well again, created the most chances in the league so far, I believe. Like I said, Tommy, it's a bit too early for a top 4 race, but I think most side derby's kind of soon as well. So do you think Everton can really challenge the bigger teams now?
Well, before the season started, I thought it'd be too big of a jump. But then I saw the impacts mostly from James. They've needed someone to take control of that midfield and dictate play. Their person to do that was Sigurdsson, but then he never done it. Sigurdsson's not good enough. He ain't got the engine on him. He ain't got a good enough technical ability on him. James is, I think he's world class. Honestly, I think he could play for any team in the world. His technical ability is so underrated, honestly, and you can just see it. I'm watching Everton against us first game of the season, coming to a new team. He weren't really training that much. Premier League, physical, and he looked like he has been playing in that league for quite a while. Top 4, well, it's too early to say for any team, but I'm a bit more worried about them than I was. I was a little bit worried anyway, like a tiny bit, but I didn't think they'd make a big enough jump to top 4. I still don't think they will. just because, well, mainly their defence and goalkeeper, but they've got still inexperienced players. As much as Calvert-Lewin is doing well, he misses a lot of chances. Richarlison's still young, he misses chances. They're just gaining that experience, but I really do think that back four and that goalkeeper will really be a problem for them. So I don't think they're good enough top four, but Europa League place I could probably see them getting, but it would probably be tight, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think more. I forgot to talk about Spurs that did win a Europa League game this week as well, 3-1 if I'm correct. I think played team in North Macedonia as well, so a good holiday for the boys. Europa League and Champions League should be starting soon as well, I think. I don't know if Spurs have any more qualifying games, but
yeah, one more Thursday.
One more. Oh, you got 2 games this week, didn't you?
Yeah, that's why we're probably going to sacrifice the Carabao Cup. That's what I was on about.
Okay, yeah. Like I said, Carabao Cup as well. Chelsea, Spurs, United, Brighton, Arsenal, Liverpool again. Can't wait for that. Anfield.
Oh, yeah.
Then, I think that is all for this week. Like I said, City signed Ruben Diaz. I think I just saw from Fabrizio and notification that Andres Pereira is on his way to Italy, loan with option to buy. Great deal for United. And then there's an option to buy for 27 mil, I think. So they probably won't take
27 million?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Just get rid of him. Oh dear.
Hopefully that will
27 mil.
Hopefully that will increase our transfer activity from a left back and a right winger.
Hang on, my Wi-Fi's bugging now. My Wi-Fi's bugging out my phone, so I'll just talk about my laptop on for now. But I think that's all for this week. Tom is top of the fantasy league as well. I'm correct.
Always. Yep.
I can't hear that, by the way, so it's this evening. But this is about ending any second, so have a nice